Welcome back to our channel. My name is Nana and
I am Eunice.
okay. Always she wants me to mention her name for her, but today I'm not doing it. Anyway, so thank you for always subscribing and tuning in. Today we want to look at part 2 of our faith series. The last time, if you didn't watch the first video, go and watch it before you continue with this one on the faith series. Today we are talking about
Daniel.
Mm-hmm. The one who went to the lion den.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, people. So now let's dive into the Bible and read from Daniel chapter 6. We are reading from Daniel chapter 6 from 10 through to 16, and we will sum everything up for you. So I read. It says, when Daniel knew that the document had been signed, he went to his house where he had windows in his upper chamber open towards Jerusalem. That is very, very important. He said he got down on his knees 3 times in a day and prayed and gave thanks to his God, and he had done previously. Then 11. Then these men came by agreement and found Daniel making petition and plea before his God. 12. Then they came near and said before the king concerning the injunction, O king, did you not sign an injunction that anyone who makes petition to any god or man within 30 days except to you, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, the thing stands fast. According to the law of the Medes and Persians, which cannot be revoked. 13. Then they answered and said before the king, Daniel, who is one of the exiles from Judah, pays no attention to you, O king, or the injunction you have signed, but makes his petition 3 times a day.
3 times?
Yeah.
Not even 1.
Yeah. So 14, it says, then the king, when he heard these words, was much distressed and set his mind to deliver Daniel. And he labored till the sun went down to rescue him. Then these men came by agreement to the king and said to the king, know, O king, that it is a law of the Medes and Persians that no injunction or ordinance that the king establishes can be changed. 16, which is the last verse that I read from what we want to discuss. It says, then the king commanded, and Daniel was brought and cast into the den of lions. The king declared to Daniel, may your God whom you serve continually deliver you.
Oh.
Yeah.
When enemies want to...
Yeah.
They wanted his downfall.
Yeah, they actually wanted his downfall.
They wanted his downfall, and so they came into agreement for this decree to be set out.
Yeah.
And then they knew he was going to pray anyway. From the beginning, they knew he was going to pray anyway. Yeah. And so they made this decree with the king.
Yeah.
And at the end, of course, I'm sure they were always waiting by the window saying, we know this guy is going to come. And then after setting it up for some days, they went to the king again and like, did you not say? They probably they just put the words into the king's mouth, more or less, you know. But Daniel had a faith in his God that no matter what happened, he is still going to pray to his God.
Yeah.
He was not going to worship any king or whatever. He was just going to pray to his God. And that is what he did 3 times a day.
Yeah. I think that the story is quite interesting.
Yeah.
From the beginning of the story, you can know that from the chapter 5 before you even get to the chapter 6. It talks about King Darius. He was a new king. He was actually a new king. Yeah. And during his tenure, Daniel has served in 2 other kings. His father and let's say his grandfather or something like that. And then he has served under 2 kings, and then he was the 3rd that Daniel was serving under. And Darius, it was astonishing that Darius was so fond of Daniel.
Yes.
So he knew what he has done previously. His records were there. That this guy, he's genius.
He's good.
He really admired and loved him. He was a friend to him actually. He seeks counsel from him and all that. Then these people they are, so to say, they are jealous of the relationship between the king and Daniel.
Jealous of it.
And remember that Daniel is from Judah. They came as an exile. They were prisoners that were brought, and then out of that they were selected in the time of in the book of Ezra. So because of that, he gains attention in the palace. And before this, in the chapter 5, he had been given a position and has been given a robe, a purple robe that nobody in the country was even wearing. You know, so because of that, there was so much jealousy and enviness towards Daniel. So they were looking for ways to kill him, to destroy him.
Yeah, they wanted his position.
Yeah, so they go to the king, convince the king, make a decree, and then they say, in the next 30 days, nobody should pray to a god or to any other person except to the king. And Daniel, knowing that he's always doing this every day. According to the scripture, it says that he actually prayed 3 times every day, morning, afternoon, evening. He was consistent about what he was doing. Consistency. And then we realize from the story that the king even says, after they went and saw him praying, and the most important thing is that Daniel opened his window towards Jerusalem. Why is it so? Maybe sometimes I'll try to explain that, but it will be a long video. But then one importance is that when Solomon built the temple in Jerusalem, he made a decree that whosoever that faces Jerusalem to pray, may the person be heard. So they have this religious, so to say, decree and religious things that they do, that they always want to open their window towards Jerusalem. So that is exactly what he did. And he was praying, and he knows that God is in Jerusalem. That's his thought. You know?
And the thing is, Nana, should it have been you and I? And the king, there is a rule that here in Germany, nobody is supposed to pray 30 days. Even if you wanted to pray, where are you going to pray?
Definitely, we will all follow. We will all put our Bibles down.
And even if you do not put it down, I'm sure you're going to pray, but you're going to pray somewhere and hide your covers or something like that. Maybe in the bathroom or something. You know? But this guy,
he opens his window.
He opened the window wide open.
For them
Imagine me opening this window, standing in front of the window and shouting my prayers. Which is, you want everybody to know that you're praying.
Even on this time round, you will see that maybe he was doing extra.
He was doing extra rounds.
To even know that his God is alive.
God is alive,
And then he's arrested. Brought to the king, and I love what the king said. Because he was a friend to him, he said, may your God continually save you or deliver you.
The God that you prayed to, though you were not supposed to pray to.
You were not supposed to pray to. It was something that, according to the verse 4, he said that king was in distress.
In distress, yes.
You know, he was so much in distress. Why? Because he felt that Daniel hasn't done anything wrong for him to be crucified. And when he was making a decree, he didn't think that it was because of Daniel.
No. He didn't even think that far, because these people were just pressuring him on that thing. You know, that was the thing. They were pressuring him probably on this idea. You know, and so we want to talk about Daniel's faith in his God, that even though he was not supposed to pray, he didn't just pray. He didn't just sit on his bed and pray or go into a spare room to pray. He prayed openly for people to see that, yes, he is worshiping his God. Though he knew that what is going to be the aftermath.
He knew that if you break the law,
There is no way around it.
There is no way around it. And you are going to the lion's den. And the lion's den is a pit that lions are inside, you know, and they are hungry, looking for meat to eat.
Yeah.
And they have starved this animal so that when they just put you there, they will just finish you up.
You won't even reach down there, you know?
And so wow.
You know, so this is like grounded faith, you know? This is faith in faith.
Yeah.
To do something that you are forbidden to do. I think the last time we were talking about Peter having the faith to step out of his comfort zone.
Yeah.
And here...
And now you are forbidden not to even do something.
Yes. You know, here we have someone whose faith is so deep in the sense that he is ready to break the rules to get to his God. And this faith, I mean, when I am able to get such a faith like Daniel has, I'm sure I can move any mountain.
Yeah.
You know, I can move any mountain because this one is deep.
And he was so confident, he was so sure of himself that God was going to save him.
Of course.
That is the faith. That is one thing that we want people to learn from this faith series that we are doing. That no matter what the challenge is, no matter what the obstacle. The last time we were talking about Peter, I was talking about distractions. And in the same way, these people were trying to distract him from praying. They were trying to distract him. Why? Maybe sometimes you are too religious. People see you praying all the time. And even in the midst of your friends, you are shy. You want to shy away your identity. Because of maybe your friends are Muslims or your friends are Hindus or stuff, or whatever, Christians or believers. So sometimes you want to cover yourself. You want to be like, oh, even you want to even stop reading your Bible when you are in the midst of your friends because they will see you as too religious.
Or maybe questions are going to come that you don't want to answer.
You don't want to answer.
Yeah.
So because of that, you avoid talking about your faith, talking about what you do to the people that are close to you, to your friends and in school and stuff like that. But Daniel persisted. He said that and what was so amazing was that in this time of the decree, normally he was praying in his room. But in this time of the decree, because of his faith, he opened the window.
If you want me, come for me. That was his message to them.
You know?
That was his message to them.
So sometimes when you are strong in the Lord, you tell the problem, hey problem, I've opened up myself. Come. I'm here. I'm just ready for you.
Bring it.
Bring it on.
Bring it.
Yes,
this one is crazy faith.
Daniel had a crazy faith.
This one is crazy faith. Anybody would say that this one is a madman.
Daniel had a crazy faith. And when you just read on to the story, when you just continue, it said the king even had so much confidence in the God of Daniel that may he continue to deliver you. And the king knew that Daniel was going to be delivered. So when you read from the verse 18 on, it says that the king went to his palace and spent the night fasting. The king,
he fasted for him.
No diversions were brought to him and sleep fled from him. He couldn't sleep the night. 19. Then at break of day, the king arose and went in haste to the den of the lion.
He was rushing.
As he came near to the den where Daniel was, he cried out in a tone of anguish. The king declared to Daniel, "Oh, Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve, continually been able to do from the lions?" Question. Then Daniel said to the king, "Oh, king, live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the lion's mouth, and they have not harmed me because I have found blameless before him. And I also before you, O king, I have done no harm." Wow. When we want to talk about
Daniel's story goes deeper. We might probably find a better time to talk about like Daniel, completely.
You know?
Yeah. Because it is crazy.
It's so crazy. It's so amazing.
It's crazy. We have to know that the king was not a God-believing king.
No.
He was not a God-believing king, but he knew that Daniel served some God.
Yeah.
Daniel served a certain God.
Yeah.
And that God seems to be so good to him that Daniel has been able to succeed in everything he has been doing so far. And so he had so much trust and faith. Even the king had faith in Daniel's
God. To the fact that he fasted for Daniel.
You know, and this thing is, you know, when our faith is able to move people to do things. Yeah. This is what we are talking about.
Faith that moves mountains.
You know, Daniel's faith was able to move the king who was not a godly person to fast and to probably pray for him. You know, and was rushing to his rescue. Yeah. You know, and I really pray that God would dwell with me such a deep faith that no matter what comes my way, no matter what people are planning against you, that you will have your faith, you will focus on your faith, you will deepen your faith so much in the sense that no matter what happens, you are still going to serve that God, you are still going to pray, you are still going to be consistent in the things that you do, in your worship, in your prayer, you know, in your praising, that you're still going to be consistent in that. That is what every Christian is supposed to seek for, in my opinion.
It is very, very true. And I just wish that sometimes we just are able to kowtow to God and then know the type of power that comes out of God, the God that we serve. You know? We don't just serve God with doubtful mind. The last time we learned about it, and we shouldn't doubt. In this same story, Daniel never doubted.
No.
So his response that he gave to the king was that my God had already sent angels to shut the mouth of the lion.
He wasn't even there, and they were.
He had so much confidence. He knows that when troubles comes my way, when peace like a river, it is well with my soul. Why is it well with my soul? Because you know that even in the deepest of the storms, Jesus is there. Even in the lion's den, maybe your problems is just like Daniel. You are in prison watching us. Maybe you are facing challenges. You are facing difficult times. Your people are even mocking you. You are a Muslim. You converted to Christianity, and people are sabotaging you. People are insulting you for. They are calling you all sorts of names. They are calling you all sorts of titles. But I just want to assure you that God, your God, shall deliver you. Your God shall deliver you.
Oh yeah.
Just like He did to Daniel, He will deliver you from your problem. He will deliver you from whatever that you're going to. Just have the faith. The faith. Daniel was so confident. Daniel.
That guy
was so confident. He was so confident.
It's just mind blowing, actually.
He was so confident. And he came out successfully. Unharmed, untouched. And you could just imagine you getting to the lions and then the lion will be like you have a dog in the house. You are just playing around.
He was probably busy sitting down there throughout the whole night, petting the lions, you know,
God.
And they were just like licking his face and just like dogs do, you know, when they see their owners and everything. I can imagine this happening down.
Exactly.
And it's just mind blowing. This faith is just Daniel's faith is really deep and not deeper than Peter's faith in that sense. You know, there are different dimensions in when it comes to faith, and there are some faiths that go deeper than others. You know, depending on what you are facing right now. So, in order not to make the story long, we just want you guys to pick up on your faith. Just equip yourself. You know, equip yourself. Lighten the fire in you again when your faith is in the place where the light is about to go off. Just fan it again with the prayer, and I'm sure your faith is not going to be any less than what Daniel had.
Yeah. And finally, out of all these things, out of Daniel's faith, he was brought out from the lion's den. And the people that set the trap for him, they were taken into the lion's den.
Together with their family.
From the 24 and the 25, it says that together with their families, and before they even got into the pit, the lions had jumped to receive them and finished all of them.
They were gone.
And then because of that, so the king Darius, he set another decree that all nations that are under Babylon would worship the God of Daniel.
Such a wonderful
Just
thing.
because of one person's faith, it has trained nations to worship God. So your faith alone can cause your entire family to know God, can cause your entire friends to know God, can cause your entire class to know God. So stand on your faith. Don't lose faith. And I know that it will be a blessing into others. Yeah. I think we just have to.
We just have to hear, because before it gets too long, we're just going to have to cut it here, and we are going to come your way with another series, another time. Don't forget to subscribe, to click on the notification bell so that you will receive the next video on this.
Bye bye.
Bye.